Start with the name of Allah, the most beneficent, the most merciful. Dear students of class 6, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome you in Pakistan International School Types Virtual Learning System. How are you, dear students? I hope that you all are well, fine, and working hard with your studies. Dear students, today we have English lecture number 42, and this is for grade 6. And we are going to learn today the chapter number 27, First Aid. Chapter number 27, First Aid. The last lecture, dear students, in lecture number 41, we completed the novel chapter Around the World in 80 days. So, and as you are well aware that the English writer grammar chapters are already completed. So now we have English lecture 42 for grade 6. And we are learning today the chapter 27, First Aid. Dear students, chapter number 27 is from Guided English Introductory Book, and the page number 141 to 145. And here is teacher, Sarfraz Nadeem. So let's start, dear student, the chapter number 27. This is the second last chapter. We have the after this we have a last chapter. So let's start the chapter First Aid. Here we are, dear students, chapter number 27, First Aid. I think when you will heard the word First Aid, definitely you will get kind of help the meaning of this word. So let's start the reading. First aid means what it says, the aid or help that can be given to an injured person first. Means first of all you are supposed to give an injured person, and that is the first aid. That is before any other help arrives. Nowadays usually everyone has a cell phone, and so the first thing we should do if a serious accident occurs is to dial 15 for an ambulance, but sometimes quick action by us may save someone's life. Even when this is not so, there is often much that we can do to help. So Dietzen is saying that if you if you find some kind of injured person, that definitely you have a cell phone, you can call 15 for ambulance. But sometimes quick action by us saves someone's life. So this is for such people. You have to wait till to the ambulance arrive, ambulance reach. For a while, you have to help that person if you can. Now, first of all, what you have person shock person. Now, people often suffer from shock after receiving an injury. Sometimes, even when this injury is a small one, the face turns gray. Means these are the signs of a shocked person who got the shock. Gray, and the skin becomes damp and cold. They breathe quickly. Such people should be kept warm. Cover them with a blanket and give them a warm drink. Number one, two is broken bones. Means if you will find such a person who has broken his bone, or like, do not move the patient. Send for an ambulance at once. Treat for shock if necessary. So, dear students, when there is some person who had broken bone, you are not supposed to move that patient, and you have to send for an ambulance at once. Number three is bleeding. A little bleeding does no harm. It washes germs from the wound. But if the bleeding continues, try to stop it by placing a clean pad of cloth, the inside of a folded handkerchief, for example, firmly over the wound until bleeding stops or until help arrives. If the wound is a small one and made by something clean, wash it gently with soap and water. Then bandage it firmly but not too tightly. A large wound or dirty one should be treated by a doctor. So here, dear students, we have about the bleeding. If you have a little bleeding, it has no any kind of harm. It washes the germs from the wound as well. But if the bleeding is continued, now what you have to do, you have to stop it. Try to stop it by placing a clean pad of cloth, handkerchief like this, firmly over the wound until the bleeding stops, until help arrives. Number four is the minor burns and scalds. Cool the injured area with clean cold water because it is burn over there, so it's already hot. So you have to put it as a cool the injured area. Cover the place with a piece of sterile by cloth, dry cloth. Do not put any oil or ointment on it. If it is serious, see a doctor. Then we have a poisoning. A person who has swallowed poison should be taken to a hospital at once. Some poisons, sleeping pills, for example, it is a good thing to make the patient sick by pushing your fingers down his throat. But if he has swallowed some kind of acid or any liquid that burns, it would be a bad thing to make him sick. The poison would burn his throat as it came up. It is therefore best to take the patient to the hospital at once, but try to find out what the patient has taken so that you can tell the doctor. Means, dear students, for the poisoning, you are supposed to be very careful regarding, and you have to follow these uh, advices. Minor burns and scares after the poisoning we have done, then dog bites. Treat a bite as you would a cut, wash it and bandage it. See a doctor at once. This is dog bites. This is to treat a bite as you would a cut, yeah, and wash it and bandage it and see a doctor if it is dog bite. But if there is a snake bites, the person bitten must get to a doctor or hospital at once. Speed is very important. It will help the doctor greatly if you can tell him what kind of snake it was, or describe the snake or shape or his kind of symbols. Suffocation. This means not being able to breathe. For example, a drowning person will have his lungs full of water. Lay him down with his head lower than the rest of his body so that the water will drain out. If a person has something stuck in his throat, try to remove it with your fingers or by slapping him on the back. When a person has stopped breathing because of drowning, electric shock, or breathing in a poisonous gas, you may help him to begin breathing by using artificial respiration. You cannot learn this from a book. Ask someone to show you how to do it. Many Boy Scouts will be able to show you. Now, dear students, this is about the suffocation of a person who just is not breathing. Suffocation means not breathing well. If a person who becomes uh, kind of in hot weather, or sometimes he is going to swimming or doing in the water and he's going to drawing, it has kind of issues like the lungs full of water. Lay him now. What you have to do? Lay him down with his head lower than the rest of his body so that the water will drain out. In general, when an accident occurs, send someone to telephone for an ambulance at once. Keep the injured person warm and quiet. Give him plenty of air. Do not let other people or crowd around him. If you see an injured person who is being looked after, keep away. Do not get in the way. So this is the dear students, the lesson first aid. Here in this lesson, we learned that how to we can help injured or those people who becomes sick for a while, or they become injured, wounded, or have kind of issues on the time till the ambulance reach or arrive. You can help if you know the things. So let's have we have on page number 142. Dear students, we have exercise comprehension and vocabulary on page number 142. Exercise number A is write true or untrue after these statements. After the reading of the passage, dear students, I think this exercise will be quite easy for you to solve this, because same things are done here. They are just asking, is it true or not? Number one is given for us, is done by done for us. Number one, everybody suffers from shock after receiving an injury. This is untrue. Not everybody suffers from shock, but usually sometimes it happens. So it's already done untrue. We have to start from number two. People seldom suffer from shock after receiving an injury. The answer is untrue. Number three, people often suffer from shock after receiving an injury. This is true. Number four, a small injury cannot cause shock. This is untrue. Sometimes small injury also causes the shock. Depends on person how he's getting that injury. Number five, a person with a broken bone should be moved into a more comfortable position. Untrue. He shouldn't allow to move. Number six, a little bleeding can be a good thing. It's true. It's a good. Number seven, a wound should always be bandaged very tightly. This is untrue. Not a large, deep wound should be washed with soap and water. Untrue. Number nine, burns or scalds should be kept covered. True. Number 10, when a person has swallowed poison, you should always try to make him sick. Untrue. Number 11, a person bitten by a dog should see a doctor. True. Number 12, all snake bites are treated in the same way. True. And number 13, artificial respiration is used to empty water from a drowning person's lungs. Untrue. And number last, when you see a crowd of people looking at an injured person, you should run and join them. No, you shouldn't go there. This is untrue. So exercise A of comprehension and vocabulary is done by us, dear students. Now we have exercise B, find the meanings of these words in a dictionary or a first aid book. Now, what is the meaning of a patient? What is the meaning of contusion, fracture, artery, vein, scald, antiseptic, and bruise? So these are the words, dear students, and you have to find the meaning of these words. This is kind of your homework. Do and send. We will start the kind of questions we have. Exercise C. Write simple sentences in answer to these questions. Number one, how can you tell when a person is suffering from the shock? Now you said the face of a person suffering from shock turns gray, the skin becomes damp, cold, and breathing is faster. This is a sign of. So these are dear students' question and answers. You must write these answers in your notebooks and copies. Number two, why is it dangerous to make a poisoned person sick? Yes, it is dangerous to do so because if the person is acid, it will burn the throat once again as it comes out. And number three, why should you try to find out what kind of poison has been taken or what kind of snake bit the patient? Why it is necessary to find out? We'll say it is important, it is necessary to find out because the doctor can be told and the patient can then treat it correctly. Because if you will tell the doctor this kind of poison has been taken or this kind of snake has bitten the patient, then the doctor will uh, treat him according to the poison. Number four, why should you place the head of a drowning person lower than the rest of his body? So that the water she has solved can drain out. So this is the exercise number C, question answers. Four questions we are given over here and we wrote the four answers. Here we have, dear students, at table 1, table 2, table 3. We have sentences over here like she promised to go with me. She forgot to order the food. Two of them refused to open the gate. Two of them decided to bring back the basket. Two of them offered to give back the money. They tried to switch off and they wanted to set us free. Now, here, dear students, we have three boxes. In one box, there is the subject given. In two box, there is a verb. and to, and here in three is now you can say to go, to order, to open. This is kind of infinitive. It cannot change. It is actually verb, but it becomes infinitive. To go with me. So to is used over here after the verb. She told them to work much harder. The teacher wanted them to write more carefully. Now here it is, what is the difference between table 1 and table 2? Here we have the, in table 3, the object is given, and then infinitive is used to work much harder, come and help her, like this. In table 3, I made him open the window. We let him. Now, dear students, you can see here infinitive to go is used, to work, to write, to come. Here is also infinitive. I made him. We let the schoolboy take all the rice away. So hard. So the second form is used over here. Here's also second form. Here's also second form. But here infinitive to go is used, but here to is not used. But to go, to open is not used over here. Now, dear students, we have finished this sentence using to. In written exercise. In written exercise on page number 143, we have sentences to finish these sentences using to. As you learned that we used to in the previous tables, so we have to use like she promised to come and see me again soon. So to is used. So we say they try to catch fresh fish for lunch. To catch is used over here. Number 3, my mother forgot to switch off the lights. Number 4, after a while, it began to get very warm in the room. Number 5, did you remember to close the step? So now you can see this to catch, to switch, to get, to close. These all are used to with the first form of verb. Number 6, please don't pretend to be asleep. Number 7, everyone refused to pick up the litter. And number 8, a kind neighbor offered to help me with the heavy box. So these are the students like heavy. Number 9, despite the warning, they continued to shout and scream. And number 10, he did not dare to speak in a loud voice. And 11, in the evenings, she liked to come over to our house. So total, dear students, 13 sentences are given. We have done the 11, the 12 and 13 are over here. This is 2 sentences your homework to do. Then we have exercise B, finish these sentences using to first adding a noun or a pronoun. Now, dear students, you remember that the first in the previous we use verb like to come, to say, like this. But here, what we have to use to using to first adding a noun or a pronoun means here we have to before to we have to use noun or a pronoun. Like in example is given, like my friend asked me. Now me is pronoun over here. Then verb to go fishing with him. Now like this, me, her, him, such words you have to use over a noun, or you can use name noun as well. Like the officer ordered Ali to go like this. Like this. Noun or pronoun used before to. So this is to, and before this. Look in the example number 2, the officer ordered the driver to stop the car. The driver to stop the driver is noun. Number 3, the teacher told Adam to share his book with his neighbor. So Adam is noun, and then to is used. Number 4, I want my sister to go on a holiday. Number 5, they begged me to drive them to the cinema. So me is obviously a pronoun. Number 6, his father would not allow him to stay out of the house till late. And number 7, he taught me to swim. Now, dear students, here we have done 7 sentences, number 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 5 sentences, your homework. What you have to do, as I told in the example, that after, before to, you have to use noun or pronoun like me, the driver, Adam, like I have used. So this is 5 sentences, your homework from 8 to 12 in the written exercises, exercise B. Now, dear students, we are here. We have exercise C. Finish the sentence without to. first aiding a noun or pronoun. Now you remember, dear students, in the previous exercise, we used to, like my friend asked me to go fishing. Now here we will not use the to. We will not use to without to. Look here, without to. Like in example, my father made me do the work again. We are not saying my father made me to do. No, to is not used. We will not use to over here. My father made me do the work again. So it must be the noun pronoun after the verb. Like this made is verb and then pronoun me, noun. Will you let him sleep? So verb is let him sleep. Number three, they made us a straw hut. Number four, I saw him cycling in the park. I saw him cycling in the park. Number five, the policeman heard the cyclist scream. Number six, the crowd watched him smash the last ball for a six. Number seven, please let the teacher know that you are going home early. Now, dear student, you can see there is no use of to. Without to, we are making the sentence. Number eight, no one will make the kite fly but him. And dear student number nine, I shall never let my parents down. And number 10, several people saw him slap the little boy. So, dear students, number 11, we all watch the match till the very set. And then, dear students, we have only four sentences left. Number 12, 13, 14, four sentences your homework to do. Just 11 are done. Just four is your homework. As this is homework, just you do yourself as you will know how to make the sentence. Then we have sentence exercise D, finish these sentences. Now what we have to do? We have to finish these sentences. We have to complete these sentences. How? Anyway, like everyone begged for a longer break. So there is no necessity that you have to use to or without. No, just complete this. Number two, one day the teacher forgot to give us homework. We use to, we don't use to in the first sentence, no issue. Number three, you will never make the paper tower stand. Number four, would you like to have some coffee? And number five, they have refused to let me see my dog. Number six, did anyone make the exhibition banners? Number seven, please allow me to wash you car for you. Number eight, please let the driver into the house. Number nine, I hope you won't make the same mistake again. Number 10, the man warned him not to start a fight. Now, dear students, I want to aid over here that you can see in these sentences, in this exercise, like D, finish these sentences. We are using the to as well. We are using the pronoun after the verb, and we are using the to as well. So no need to. These two exercises are mixture of this. This exercise, the mixture of exercise B and C. Now number 11, 12, 13, 14 and 15. Five sentences. Your homework, dear students. You have to complete these sentences like me as I completed. Please remind me when you arrive or when you come like this. Now we have useful words and phrases. Shopping. This is kind of dialogue, dear students. When we go to shopping, definitely we are using such words, but we never consider them. So have a look over here. An example like number Azra. Hello, Wajid. Where have you been? Wajid, I have been shopping. Azra, what have you bought? Wajid, a new shirt. Look, here it is. Azra, very nice. Where did you buy it and how much did you pay for it? Wajid, I bought it at the shop on the corner and I paid for raise 600 for it. Azra, 600? That's very expensive. He charged you too much. I bought one just like that at the same shop and it has cost me raise 300. Wajid, that's very cheap. But are you sure that the shirts are the same? I asked for the best that they had. I know that they have some cheaper ones, but I wanted a good one. Azra, perhaps you are right. Now that I look more closely, I can see that it is not quite the same as mine. So learn, I want to buy, I bought, he told me, he charged me 600, it cost me 600, I paid 600, it's too expensive, it's very cheap, how much did you pay for it, how much was it? So these are the such phrases and sentences, dear students, which we use in our daily life when we are going shopping, when we are watching someone who is shopping, he's quite our friend. So same wording we are using over there with him. So what is the exercise? Tell your teacher what happened the last time you went shopping. How much the shopkeeper has asked and how much you paid. Dear student, this is kind of your work to do at home. If you make such a discussion, an example as if it happened with you, sometimes you went to the shopping and you saw your friend over there and you asked him, what are you doing? And he told you that I'm just here for shopping. And he, when you ask something about shopping, so you can write it and you can send it to me. Then definitely I will check it. Otherwise, this is just for your information that how to make a dialogue, especially Azra and Wajid, how they discussed over about the shopping. Here is the homework, dear students. Comprehension, vocabulary. First exercise B. Find the meaning of these words in dictionary. Our first aid book. These words are given. Number two exercise, written exercise. What you have to do, exercise B. Finish these sentences using to first aiding a noun or pronoun from sentence number 8 to 12. And then we have the same written exercise, and this is exercise C. Finish the sentence without to first adding a noun or a pronoun. Now here you will use to in exercise B, and here you will not use to. From 12:15 and exercise D is finish the sentence 11 to 15. So these are the this is your kind of homework. Finish this homework and send to me through WhatsApp. Now, dear students, what will be the next lecture? Next lecture will be, inshallah, 23 lecture number, chapter number 23, and it will be novel around the world in 80 days. So, dear students, this is all about today's lecture. We have tried to complete the chapter number 27, the first aid. We learned how to give the first aid to an injured or wounded person in emergency. And then, dear students, we learned about the exercises, comprehension, vocabulary, written exercises as well, useful words and phrases. And if you have even any query, any problem, or anything you didn't understand, you can ask me just after this lecture at the Zoom. I will be available over there. This is all about today's lecture, dear students. See you in the lecture. Thank you for joining, and Allah Hafiz.